unmute, unmute, because I need to do it manually. Hi.
This feels like forever, doesn't it?
It does. I'm sitting here with Streamlabs going, what do I press now?
Which button is it?
Welcome to episode 370 of a vape show that everyone's forgotten about because it's not been on for most of the year.
Yeah. Between us both, we have been slightly ill.
We have, and we kind of still are slightly ill.
Yeah, only slightly. If I'm going to nip up and go for a wee, you'll know why. This isn't what I signed up for, if I'm totally honest with you.
It's not what I fucking signed up for.
I just want to wake up in the morning. Hey everybody, hope you're all good in chat.
Stuart Valentine, how you doing, Stuart? And hello everyone in chat. So this is going to be a very short buffet. Aidan, take it away.
Obviously, because I've been poorly and I've had it for I must have been for the last 3-4 weeks. I'm on my normal stuff, which is the Mad Blue from the IATI, however you say it. If you're going to get it's not doing it, so you know what I mean. With the old X-Slim, the Oxford X-Slim, which is a corky little bit of a device. It's been keeping me going on my 20 milligram Nick salts. So yes, over to you, Vic.
Very, very short buffet. Pure Max, as usual, with the poddy things, and in that I've got some of this last fucking bottle, and I forgot to fucking order some as well. I'm fucking scunnered. Drake's e-liquids, naturally extracted burley tobacco, Vapon Tita X2 with the here we go with the long ass name Mike Vapes. Why? With Mike Vapes and Thunderhead Creations Blaze Borrow Dual Sliding Glass Stainless Steel Borrow Tank. That's the name that was actually on the box because it's got 2 slidey glass doors on it. You could have come up with a shorter name. In that, I've got some of this, which is the peach custard.
What, your peach
custard? Just recoiled and re-wicked it. I have got the Q Mini with the Osiris on that, and in the Osiris, I've got some of that, which is the Black Vine. And that's it.
I'm saying, can you still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, every time I'm talking, it's coming up.
What's coming up?
On the side that I'm talking. Weird.
What?
Very weird. So how have you been? Like you said, it seems like it's been absolutely forever.
It's been a while, innit? I think the last show was after the May Expo, I think. Was it?
Yeah, I think it was the John Dunn show. I think it was the last one we did.
I think it was the John Dunn. It was ages ago. That's when the last show was. It was absolutely bloody ages ago. But yeah, I've been. Is this something? Hi, Matt. Oh, hi, Pugs.
Hey, Pugs. Matt.
Nicky Maynard and all the old names popping up. But yeah, it's been a while. And with the health slackers, fuck off, Pugs, and with the with the health being up and down and the channel being struck, it's several times struck since me. It's not been fun.
I've been in exactly, obviously your channel's massively bigger than mine, but I've been in exactly the same boat. I got struck. I think I've still got 1 strike on there. That were another 2-3 videos now. I don't know if you actually saw, I actually posted to YouTube, and I actually took the clip from Rumble and said, look, it says at the beginning, and this is a note for YouTube, I am not selling any vaping, whatever it was, any vaping apparel, and this is purely an educational video, and they still striked it.
Oh yeah, they struck me thinking I was selling them.
That's the same here.
Yeah. And we're not.
There's no links. There's no point where I say you can go and get them from.
Yeah. But no, they don't fucking. They just don't fucking listen now. It's even the clueless fucking idiots at Team YouTube over on Twitter who upheld the refusal of the appeal, and they even thought, oh no, we completely agree. You're fucking selling them. No, I'm fucking not.
There's nothing in your videos or my videos that shows you that you are actually selling them. At no point you're just showing a device. But like Mark said last night on the show, it's all right to have them zombie knives, isn't it? You can show them around.
Oh yeah, gun reviews, knife reviews. There's people reviewing cigars. Oh, it's fine for them. It's fine for them. So they're like, fuck it.
So what's the actual deal with X then? So is it something like $11.99 a month or something?
I'm paying slightly less than that. I think it's something like £8.99, and then £8.99 a month. And then you get the blue check mark, and then you're able to basically upload full-length videos. You can do it at 1080p, but the upload takes fucking forever, so I just drop it down to 720p, because most people on Twitter, well, X, are using their mobile phone, so 720p is fine. 720p is fine, so this week I've got this thing up for review, actually, which is the it's this thing from Arcanum Mods in the UK. So it's a 3D printed full 510 connection. It's not a hybrid. So it's the 3D printed little mod. It was Stu from Vape Smarter that got me in touch with these guys over at the October Expo. So the review for this is up this week.
That looks quite solid, that, doesn't it?
It is. It's a good little bit of kit, and you see the case it comes in. Here's the case. Right, get rid of all you. Even the case is 3D printed, so it just slips in like that. Fucking good bit of kit, this. Good bit of kit. So it's a full mechanical. Just pop you open. Floating 510, it's old school. Floating 510 at the top there, full 510 connection. Review for this is up this week, and the Ether V2. And those are going to be the last two reviews, the last two full reviews on YouTube, because from next week I'm going to be doing just the intro and then a cut in saying, due to YouTube being run by a bunch of cunts, I'm now going to be doing the full reviews on X and Rumble, where free speech is actually allowed, and it's not a bunch of fucking communists running the fucking platform.
So obviously they are saying, Mr. B talks about Twitter all the time. It's his sort of place that he hangs out, and he was saying that the actual kickback from them, the views of what their ad revenue is quite all right. But
on X?
X, yeah.
I wouldn't know.
No. Honestly, I think that there's going to be a couple of reviewers out there watching you being the guinea pig of seeing it. Well, let Vic spend the $8.99 and then we'll just watch him.
Well, I've already been uploading because I'd done the $8.99 thing on Twitter about 3 months ago. So I've already been uploading the full reviews onto X, but now I'm going to be using this channel to push the review views onto X or over in Rumble. That's what I'm going to be doing.
Have you so have you seen decent viewers on X or
X? It's been so. Yeah. Rumble's starting to take off though.
Yeah, I pay no attention. I'm on it because you've got that thing of when you upload to YouTube, it automatically uploads to Rumble, so you can sort of leave it alone.
Yeah,
I don't think I've done out with it for God no, I don't even know how many subscribers I've got on it, but yeah, it just seems to be kicking off, doesn't it?
Well, because that's where some of the bigger channels on YouTube ended up going to. They ended up going over to Rumble because I don't know what the hell's happening with YouTube. It's been getting worse and worse and worse as a platform for reviewing over the past year and a half, and it seems to be. I mean, Fagan's channel got shut down because he got 3 strikes in a row. Luckily enough, Team YouTube actually opened his channel back up again. But yeah, it's not worth the fucking hassle. It's just not worth the fucking hassle.
I was lucky they struck me all on the same day, because if they hadn't, that would have been my channel gone.
Yeah.
Because they'd struck them all in the same day, I didn't get them as 3 separate strikes.
Yeah, it's not worth the fucking hassle. The way I see it, and I said this in a WhatsApp, ad revenue for YouTube as an e-cig reviewer is basically non-existent, because you just get the little yellow dollar signs because vaping's dangerous, says Dr. Fauci. But you know, and it's a case of I can't be fucked with this platform anymore. I really can't. So it's like I'm not making any money from YouTube. So shifting everyone to watch the reviews on X or Rumble, number one, isn't going to cost me anything, and number two, make sure this channel doesn't get struck. So the Vaping with that YouTube channel is going to be for the WhatsApp, the eSig 101s, and the live shows, and that's it. That works for me.
Yeah, I think we are ready for a new platform though.
We fucking definitely are. We definitely
I
are.
remember us talking, I don't know, probably 5, 6 years ago. There were a big talk of Amazon coming out with their own, wasn't there?
That didn't work out. Didn't work out. Yeah, exactly, William. It's a publisher and not a platform. I fucking hope Trump revokes Section 230. I fucking hope he does.
What is this Section 230?
230. 230. There is a law that was put in place, I think it was during the first Obama administration. And Section 230 protects platforms like Facebook, like what was Twitter, like YouTube. It protects them from being sued. But the caveat of that is they have got to act as platforms. They cannot act as a publisher. Now, to act as a publisher, you've got to edit the content that's seen on your platform. So if YouTube just let people upload the videos and went, you know what, as long as you don't break any actual laws, you're fine. But no, they're wading in and striking fucking e-cig reviewers because YouTube thinks vaping is dangerous. They're not a platform then. They're not a platform anymore. They're now a publisher. And if Trump makes good on his promise and actually revokes Section 230, YouTube is going to end up being sued by all of the big YouTube channels that ended up getting fucking banned from YouTube. And why do you think Mark Zuckerberg, owner of Meta and owner of Facebook, literally ran to Mar-a-Lago to have lunch and dinner with Trump's team? Because he knows that if Trump revokes Section 230, Facebook's going to get its ass sued out from under them. Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, isn't it? Watching
Well,
what
it is.
they,
It is.
how they're going to wriggle out of it. But he's just actually given £1 million, hasn't he, to Trump? Other Sean, yeah, let's bring MySpace back. I love MySpace.
God, I remember MySpace.
I think it were the first little tinglings into to what were to come, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the first social media platform, the very first one. MySpace was fucking fun as well because the platform actually worked, unlike Facebook.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I didn't quite understand it at them points in my life, but what really it were all about, because it was a little bit alien to everybody, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It did sound like I was going to say anal then, but it wasn't. It was anal. It wasn't anal. It were alien. But I had to cover that up. I tell you what, just going off the subject, did you see this? I want to show you something. I should actually claim for this, if I'm honest with you. Here we go. Can you see that?
Oh my fuck! Are you? Oh Jesus Christ!
How many years have I been saying this about getting a mod that actually, all right, it is a disposable, but they've been saying for years, haven't they, that you could have a solo charging vape, and they have done it. All right, it is a disposable at. Have you seen the nicotine as well? But yes, disposable mod.
But how? I have got so many fucking questions about that. It's like, it's a disposable, right? Okay, fine, that's fine. Disposables are a fucking thing until they get banned next year. But the solar panel on that is not going to be big enough to charge the battery. It's
Sorry,
just
I'm trying
not.
to stop sharing, but I don't know how to do it.
Like, you need to.
Yeah, there we go.
There's a button somewhere. I don't know.
It's
There
done
we
nice.
go.
There we are, right.
So the solar panel in that's not going to be big enough to actually charge the battery. It's just
No, it's
not.
not. Yeah, I think you get some sort of trickle charge. And John Paul says, no, what, in Scotland as well? No, it won't work in Scotland. No,
No,
it
it won't work in Scotland. No, it won't. It won't.
Would it work in somewhere like Saudi Arabia where it's absolutely scorching all the time?
But I mean, here's the thing as well. I mean, okay, like solar panels, the photovoltaic cells, the actual cells that you get,
Yeah.
they're not cheap. So how much is that disposable?
Oh, I'm not quite sure about the prices on it.
Because because the whole point of a disposable is you chuck the thing away, which means you're chucking the solar panel away as well.
Yeah. There'll be people collecting solar panels.
Yeah, there will be.
You know,
It's
collecting
like
them for the solar panel bit. Well, yeah, it's been seen out. You've got to think what an actual vape uses. I think a lot of people do think, well, you're going to need loads of power. Well, no, just that little extra would keep it trickling along when you wasn't using it
Yeah.
if it was actually charging. Because I didn't realise either if you cover a part of the solar panel, it stops it from all of it working.
Oh yeah, it does. It does. It does. So I mean, I don't know. Is it a gimmick? Will it actually work? I don't know. But it raises questions for the whole because you know for a fact that if these guys are doing it, there's going to be other companies that are going to end up copying them. That's going to fucking happen, and you're going to end up with all these big ass disposables having a fucking solar panel stuck to the side of it. That's a lot of waste. That's a lot of waste.
Obviously, I didn't go to the expo in October, but again, we're now it's going to be the disposables are going to be banned, and it's going to be just before it, isn't it? The May October.
Yeah.
So the thought of what's going to happen, and I've just got a feeling that it's all going to be a storm in a teacup. They're going to slightly change the design on them and find a loophole, and everything's going to be exactly the same.
They already are. I mean, technically speaking, that disposable that you showed with the rechargeable panel isn't really a single-use option. Because the solar panel actually recharges the battery, then it's not classed under the current TRPR and the new legislation as a single-use throwaway disposable, because the battery's actually being able to be recharged. It's just not via USB plug. It's via a tiny little fucking solar panel on the side of it. So, I mean, it's like it's going to be gimmicks like that kind of keep the disposable market going.
Again, Martin Buckley, hope you're okay, buddy. Good point here. Have you ever left your mod in the sun? Well, we're not supposed to do that. So where does that stand in it as well?
It's like, oh, here's my disposable. I'll just leave it out in the sun to basically cook.
Yeah, your juice is just boiled.
Your juice is boiled and the battery's overheated and it started to vent on you. Oops.
Yeah. So do you really think that when we go back in May to the expo, it's going to look very, very similar?
The one for this coming May, it will be. You're still going to see about 80% of the floor made up with disposables, but it's going to be an utter bloodbath about what's actually happening on the floor, because you know for a fact half of those disposables are going to be banned the following month. The other half of the floor who have either put a USB socket at the base so you can recharge the battery a couple of times before the tank runs out, the other half of the floor are going to be fine. It's the ones that have stuck with the single-use disposable plastic thing. They know they're going to be fucked within a month. So they're going to be panicking to get rid of all their stock. Literally panicking. It'll be a bloodbath. Utter bloodbath.
Or do you think it's just going to go under the counter with the vapes that are illegal because of the amount of puffs that you can actually get?
Oh yeah, well, I mean, the fact that the under the counter stuff's already going on, to be honest. Those 6,000, 10,000 puff disposables that shouldn't technically be legal in the UK. There's a couple of corner shops here in Irvine that are selling them. Openly selling them. Trading Standards gave up. They gave up.
The shop's actually closed down now, but there was a shop just down the corner, and it was just like a normal convenience store, but he was selling snide tobacco and cigarettes underneath the counter. Blatantly said to me, do you want any cigarettes? I've got some under cheaper. No, I said, you're alright, vape.
Oh, for fuck's sake. It's just nuts. The problem is Trading Standards simply doesn't have the staff. They don't have the staff. That's the problem. Oh, give me 2 minutes. Hold on.
I also think we said it last night on 3 Men in a Vape Show. I also think that the fining system behind it as well is no good, because if you're charging somebody 200 quid as a fine, they're not bothered. It's got to be more into like the 10,000, 20,000 pound mark before they're even worried. But there's loads of them. I was talking to somebody, and what they're basically doing is they're getting, say, 3 shipping containers sent in, and if one shipping container gets over to them without being caught by customs, then they've made triple the money.
They've made
anyway.
their money. They've made just all it takes is one container. They've made their money. They've made their money. Because you need to remember, the cost of making a disposable is literally pennies. It's pennies.
Yeah.
Pennies.
They're making a lot of money off of them.
They're making a fortune. That's why all these companies.
Jukes.
That's why all these companies jumped in the disposable bandwagon, because you're on the wholesale. I'm not including retail here. On the wholesale market, you're looking at a 200-300% markup.
Yeah.
That's why they're all doing it. They make a fucking fortune.
Stu Valentine was saying it as well in Oz. That's what they're doing. How bad it is in Australia, like Stu's saying in chat now, they've got gangs that are fighting with shops of who's going to sell these vapes.
Yeah, it's fucking scary.
It's just absolutely mental.
And all we can do here is basically wait and see about what the fuck the Labour Party's actually going to do.
Well, I was going to ask you about that. It wouldn't be right without having a little bit of a political rant, because to say of all what he said he was going to do before he got in here, and we did seem to sort of like preempt that this is how it was going to go. He's gone back on a lot of stuff.
This Labour Party is not a Labour Party. It's a Tory party in disguise.
Yeah,
they're not Labour. They're nowhere near what Labour should be. They're just not Labour. And the fact that what Labour basically done was take Rishi Sunak's original white paper for tobacco control and just scribble in Labour Party at the top in fucking pink crayon basically tells you they're not Labour. They're Tories. All of them. They're all fucking Tories.
With pink crayon, while Starmer's got a bit on his tooth. I'm beating him. Yeah, I think a lot of people are very shocked. A lot of the old staunch Labour people are shocked as well. I think they were still thinking they were going to get the old Labour.
Yeah,
they certainly haven't.
It's not Labour. All we can do is basically wait and see what actually happens with this bill as it passes through Parliament, through the Lords, and then gets chucked back to Parliament again. That's why I'm not really talking about it. I'm not really talking about it as much on the WhatsApp, because there's no point in talking about the tobacco control bill until the amendments have been added into the bill, because the way the bill is right now it's not going to pass the way it is. There's going to be amendments added to it, either by the House of Lords or by the second reading in the House. No, not the second, the third reading in the Houses of Parliament. So until the amendments are actually added in, there's no point talking about it, because for all we know, the whole fucking thing could end up changing.
Yeah, we've sort of had that, haven't we, for quite a number of years.
Oh, yeah.
If we look from the start of the TPD, it's like the next thing's coming, the next thing's coming, the next thing's coming. So,
yeah.
And we haven't had anything to really fight yet. But the pricing is completely over. They've not worked it out. Who's ever come? I think the thought, I tell you what, it seems a lot to charge him twice for the nicotine. I tell you what we'll do, we'll just charge him, what would you say, £2.10 per 10 mil? That seems to be how they've done it in that sort of conversation. It hasn't been thought out, has it?
Hasn't been thought out because, Hanky, how you doing, Hanky?
Hanky.
The way they're looking at it, right, and I was having a convo with Stu, not Stu Valentine, but Stu from Vape Smarter. Yeah. And me and him kind of came to the same conclusion. There's somebody in the industry that's whispering to Labour and telling Labour what the industry's all about. Because if you read that white paper, the way it's been written out, somebody within the industry has went to Labour and told Labour all of the talking points to actually talk about. Because if you remember Sunak's original white paper, he didn't have a fucking clue.
No, he didn't.
He had no idea what the fuck he was. But you read that white paper from Labour, it's got classic industry insider written all over it. So somebody within the industry has been talking to Labour about the licensing idea and how to implement it, whether it should be implemented. They've been talking to Labour about how to actually tax the liquids, completely different to what Sunak was trying to do with the 3-tier tax system that wouldn't have worked either. And they've also been fucking talking to Labour about the industry and how the industry works within the UK. Someone within the industry has been talking to Labour to help them with this white paper. The one thing they fucked up was the tax. That was the one thing they fucked up. The tax is too high. It's way too high.
Yeah, it is, especially because somebody such as myself who vapes 20 milligram Marta Lung, it was having a higher nicotine. Usually, when something's higher, it's more expensive. I'll be paying less for. Well, they'll get a bigger amount, but it's going to be 3 milligram, or it's going to have no nicotine in it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's got no nicotine. You're still paying the fucking tax.
Yeah, it's just all a bit backwards.
Yeah.
Could it be actually like John Dunn and the people from Ash and all them places getting into their ears, or?
I don't think it's UK Via, because the conversations I had with John's going the sideways up. He's not taking Wes Streeting on directly. He's going the sideways approach of talking to the secretaries of Wes Streeting, because talking to an actual Labour MP, good luck with that. They're in their own fucking bubble on top of an ivory tower surrounded by fucking wolves, so you can't get anywhere near them because they're a bunch of fucking idiots. But I don't think it's John. I think it's an actual business. I'm not going to, because I've got my fucking suspicions who, but I think it's an actual business that's talking to the Labour Party, feeding them
don't try and get
information.
into slander on our first show.
Yeah, we better not.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the greatest, would it? Cease and desist.
Get fucking sued.
Getting sued on first show back. You don't get that shit on a Saturday, do you?
But it's
Only joking, lads. Only joking. Love you loads.
But yeah, I think it's somebody on the inside, because the Labour's paper was rude.
You know I love your pug.
Labour's paper was prepared well. Apart from the tax thing, it was.
I've not
prepared
read
well.
it, so I'm not quite sure how prepared well it is. So is it just sort of the information that they're putting on there has got somebody who knows the business inside out?
Mm-hmm. The way they laid out the ideas for the licensing structure was kind of very similar about the way that it was kind of similar about the idea for the licensing structure that I came out with. So you've got a top tier license fee for vape shops and vape shops only, and then you've got a lower tier license fee for the likes of chemists and stuff. And the premise is, with the lower tier licensing, you're limited to the type of vape stock that you can actually sell. With the higher tier for vape shops only, you can basically sell anything as long as it's TPD compliant, obviously. But that was the idea that they were going for. That's just a general idea of what they were going for in the white paper. Reading that white paper, it reads good apart from the fucking tax. They should just remove it, because everything else, I'm fine with it, as long as the fucking license fee's not too fucking, like 10,000 or 20,000. No, that's fucking stupid. Like 500 for the lower tier and 1,000 for the upper tier license for the whole year.
I think it's not so much of if that's where, if they're looking to get money to put into other places, I don't think that's where they should be looking to get it, is from the license. But what I think it'd then do as well is it's collecting a database, isn't it, of people who are actually selling vapes.
Yep.
So you've at least got somewhere to start. I'd also like to see trading standards be able to do on-the-spot fines with large amounts.
Yeah, they need to do that, because right now trading standards is short-staffed and they're completely toothless.
Yeah.
Because what's basically going on is that, and I think it happened. I was reading that there was 2 shops in Leicester and a whole bunch of places in Birmingham that got knocked over. Oh yeah, and a couple of places in I forgot about the Glasgow thing. There was a couple of shops in Glasgow as well that got raided by trading standards. And all that happens is trading standards runs in, can't sell that, put it all in a bag and we'll take it, slap on the hand, and they walk out. And within a week, the same shops are selling the same shit again.
Of course, yeah.
So it's pointless. Trading standards needs to walk in and go, oh, you're selling that. That's £1,000 fine for each. Hand it over. That's what they should do.
If not, we're taking all your stock and shutting the shop today.
Exactly.
I can't remember who it was. For some reason I've got Tom Maggs in my head, but I don't think it might not have been Tom Maggs. But apparently there's a lot of shops where around this other vape shop, whose shop it was. That's all they sell is the disposables and your liquids. They're not bothered if anybody comes in and seizes a bit for 200 quid. The amount that they sell that day is going to overdo them.
It's gonna more than cover it. More than cover it. Yep.
Yeah, letting the schools out, the fines that they do that, it's less than that. But yeah, that until you do it at the source, nothing's going to change, and obviously we're going to be starting looking like Australia, aren't we?
Which is fucking worrying if we ended up going down the Australian road. I don't think we will. I honestly think that the tax. I honestly think that the tax levy on liquids is going to be changed in an amendment. I don't think that bill is going to pass the way it is, because they must know that if the tax level per 10 mil, or whatever the fuck they're calling it, which ends up making a short fill bottle of like fluid end up costing 45 fucking quid, they know that if that law passes, there goes the vape shops. They end up shutting down, because most vape shops these days don't make the money from the hardware, they make the money from the liquids, and if they can't sell the liquids because they're too expensive, the shop shuts down.
You might remember his name. We had a viewer on from Denmark. I think it was Denmark or somewhere around about there. And what they do in their country is they don't actually call it what it's for. It's for making, I don't know, butterscotch, whatever juice. It's for making sweets. So they'll put it under another bracket. So, like the VG and the PG.
Right. So it's not actually
all the actual ingredients to mix it. They call it separate, and these people will send it to your house, but it isn't. It's obviously for mixing e-liquid.
Yeah,
I think they'll find it hard to be putting this £2.10 on PG and VG and other flavourings when they're used in other places.
Yeah, well, the way it's the way that they worded the paper, it's for liquids that is to be sold for the purpose of vaping. So again, what Denmark, I think it might have been Norway actually, but what they're doing is like they're packaging it as flavourings for cake making.
Yeah.
It might be in a vape shop, but it's flavourings for cake making because the vape shop owner likes to make cakes.
Yeah. We've said it all the way through. There will be a way around. They'll do the same with the disposables. They'll do a way around. But again, if they're actually doing some good stuff in the white paper, and it's only that of the tax that they've got to look at.
Some of it is good. Some of it is good.
And obviously, they've not looked at it properly, have they?
Well, they haven't. Oh, there we go. Rob, in the Netherlands, it's sold as flavoured juice for cake making. There you go. Because to be honest, that's where a lot of the food flavourings are actually used for. They're used for the bakery and the baking industry. See, now I want a cake.
Can't do it. With my diabetes, obviously, I'm trying to keep everything, and I'm eating healthy-ish. The first health kick for the first couple of months of me not having a beer were brilliant, but then it started to drop a little bit. Oh, you know it, I was eating a pot of custard before I went to sleep. No wonder I'm so bad. But yeah. The diet's out the window. I'm only on this, I think is it amygliptin? So it's only a stabiliser for my diabetes. So I'm hoping they're going to offer me one of them pens. You have once a week. And it loses all your weight for you as well. That'd be nice.
Oh, I didn't know you lost weight from it as well. You mean the diabetes insulin pen things?
It's different to that. I think have you not seen it in the actual paper that they're giving it as weight loss as well as for diabetes?
Oh, is that American pill, Oxy something or other?
I can't remember exactly what it's called. If Louise was at hand, she would tell me. But yeah,
Ozempic. That's it. Over in the US.
Apparently you just have one injection, and that obviously then brings your diabetes down. But
see, I'm kind of lucky because I'm still type 2 because I'm still in the metformin.
Yeah, I'm type 2.
And as long as I don't fucking pig myself out like I used to do with fucking family-sized bars of chocolate every fucking day, I'm fine.
See, you always start stocking up for Easter in April for the next year, but yeah.
Oh, fuck.
So some new stuff that I've seen apart from the actual thingy mod, the solar panel mod. I couldn't think of solar panels then. It was the temperature control coils by Vapors Cloud. What do you know about them?
Nothing much, because because I usually talk to Brian because he sends all the Vapors Cloud stuff. He's been kind of tight-lipped about it. I know that Brian says he's going to be sending me over a lot of stuff, because apparently that's not the only thing that Vapors Cloud's doing, so I'm guessing that temperature control coily thingamabob is going to be included in that package, but he wouldn't really tell me much about it.
I had a look on the side of it. It's got best between whatever wattage and whatever wattage. And I'm thinking temperature control with wattage, the best. It might have been the actual site that I was looking at it from. But yeah, it's an interesting thing. Obviously, one of the funny parts of your reviews is that you do that, don't you? You test the temp control and end up burning your mouth.
Yep.
So you know a little bit more about temp control, and like I said last night on the show, devices like these have them in it to stop your pod from, or supposedly stop your pod from burning out. That's what they do in the Pure Max, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what they do with this kid. But oh my god, the amount of times that I've vaped this pod dry, literally without even fucking realising the damn thing. Because that's why I don't use drippers. You see me, all the time I'm using some form of tank. Because with a dripper, dry hit. I just chain vape. I forget it's a dripper. Oh look, I've just inhaled a load of burnt fucking cotton. That's why I don't do drippers. With these things, I've got a nasty tendency of vaping the pod dry, completely forgetting to fill the thing up. That's why I like that. That's why I like the Pure Max, because this does not let you get a dry hit from the pod. It simply won't fucking happen.
Obviously, if there is anybody new using pod systems, don't work it like that. You want to be going to roughly around about halfway, and then just top it up.
Just don't you see where the juice intakes are? Don't let the juice get to the top of the. Always keep it topped up. Always keep it topped up. Tomer, Simple Vape. How you doing, Tomer?
I hope Tomer's okay. I think Tomer, I think, is coming over here at some point.
Is he?
Yeah, he's coming to watch a football game. I think so. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It'd be lovely to see him if he's over and about. Yeah, just think of it as topping up and not filling up. That's the best way, and you'll get you'll get more of longevity out of your pods than what you have been doing. There's Louise is terrible for it. She'll have it and it'll be. So you need to fill that up. Oh, I'll do it in a minute. Is there anything else that you've had come in that's looking pretty good?
Nothing. I'm getting the Titan 2 is coming in from Steam Crave. There's a load of stuff coming in from Vapors Cloud, hopefully before Christmas. Also, hopefully before Christmas, the new MQ class and the new Pure Max 2. But David's been really, really fucking quiet recently. I don't think it's going to be released before Christmas. I don't think it is. I don't think they've got the production capacity to keep up production. I was hoping to at least get the Pure Max 2 in before Christmas so I could do a quick presentation video over on the SX Mini Facebook page, but David's been really, really quiet about the releases for both of them. So there's the MQ class, which is single 18650, there's the Pure Max 2, and there's the square battery version of the original Pure Max. They're all slated for release before Christmas. David, it's the 12th. It's the fucking 12th of December. Christmas is in 2 weeks, David. Two weeks. In fact, I think it's less than 2 weeks.
Yeah,
it's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks.
Jesus. Yeah, it looks a little bit more bulky, the V2.
Yeah, the V2's bigger battery. It's got a screen on it, variable wattage and all that. They're basically following the trend that a load of other vape, like Oxva, for instance, have already been doing. So they popped a screen on it. It's still got the dry hit protection stuff the original Pure Max has got, but it's beefed up a bit more with a bigger battery. That's essentially what they've done.
Have they changed the coils at all?
Nah, still takes the same pods. Still the same
they have
pods.
updated the pods as well, haven't they? Then?
Yeah, they've got an updated pod. The new one, you can actually take this thing off, and because this is the juice flow control one. With the new one, you can actually take this off. There's a full 510 connection in there, but the coil itself and the juice flow control system hasn't changed.
So there's a 510 connection on the top. So what's that for using if you want to use it in a burr or something?
No, if you want to put your own drip tip in there.
Oh, well, because got you. I was thinking you were meaning that it's got 510. You know, like
like the connections.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, was that to like, have they made it the same sort of so you could fit it in and screw it at the top? You know, like they did the, what was it, the VM, was it?
Something like, I think it was the VM.
V1, were it, or something? The one that I dropped in the bath, and it didn't work after I tried it out.
How does VW work in the Pure Max 2? Is it just wattage control for ramp up? No, it's straight wattage control. Straight wattage control in the Pure Max 2. As you would expect in the likes of the latest OXVA pods or the latest... Birdman, how you doing, Birdie? Or the latest pods coming out from Vaporesso. So it's straight wattage control. Because with this, that button down there, which does your power, right? So that's at low. Oh, is that at low? Oh, that's at medium. That's at medium high. And that's it on high to cook your turkey. Yeah, so those settings are actually... those settings are actually wattage settings. They're not temperature settings, they're wattage settings. Just 4 different wattage settings on that button down there. The temp control in the Pure Max isn't actually temp control. It's not regulating the temperature of the vape. The temp control that's in here is for one reason only, to stop a dry burn, to stop the pod from dry burning if you let it go empty. This actually runs off of wattage. It runs off of wattage with the 4 power settings down there. All they've done with the Pure Max 2 is they've got rid of the 4 flashing lights and actually put a screen on it with a bigger battery. That's what they've done.
Trance is asking, what's the maximum wattage on the Pure Max 2?
That's up for debate right now. With the sample that I looked at over at the October Expo, the max wattage on that was 30. But there was another sample where the max wattage was only 25. So I think they're still playing around with what the max wattage is actually going to be for the Pure Max 2. I'm thinking it's going to be round about 30. Round about, because I can't see it being as low as 35, because they've also got the 0.6 ohm pods, and 0.6 ohm pods at 25 watts is going to be too low. So I'm thinking 30 watts. I'm thinking 30.
No, they might even actually go a little bit more.
They could, because they've got a beefed up battery. If they bumped it up to 40, that might be pushing it, but if they bumped it up to 40 watts for the 0.6 ohm pods, I think the battery, because it's a much bigger battery they've got in there, I think it would probably work.
Yeah. There's quite a number of companies that seem to be going back to these sort of all-in-one kits, and still mods are coming out. I think Geek Vape and Vaporesso are releasing as well.
Yeah, they are. Well, they're probably thinking that with the impending miniature collapse of the disposable market next year, around about probably May leading into the ban coming in June, there's going to be a large chunk of disposable users that are going to be panicking and wondering what the fuck are they going to buy now. So they're either going to jump down the road of getting a pod, or they're going to jump down the road of getting basically an all-in-one system. It depends on the shop that they go into to replace that disposable. But yeah, there's a lot of companies that are now going down this road.
Eat My Baby says, going by the website, he's saying max 35 watts, so we're sort of in between.
So it's 35, so they've set it for 35, right?
That's a great idea. Ben M, Vic, why haven't they taken the Pure Max tech and produced the coils for a sub-ohm tank for the new single battery device? Or is that in the pipeline? There's
a reason for that, Ben. Whenever SX Mini go down the road of making a tank or a dripper, it usually falls flat in its face. So they're kind of shying away from making any kind of tank, or whether it be rebuildable, whether it be a stock coil for the MQ. I mean, I said to them, if they were to release the MQ class, single 18650 base mod, with a simple stock coil tank, screwed in on top, also produced by SX Mini, then they could sell it as a full kit. But they went, no, we're just doing the mod. Because, I mean, you look at the tanks, not so much tanks, but the rebuildables that SX Mini have made in the past, they didn't go down all that well. So they're kind of shying away from that. How you doing, Jaff?
Have they ever made any stock coil tanks?
They done it for that fucking all-in-one thing they did. The V-Class, I think it was called. The
one that I was just talking about, the V1 that it was like a square box, and it had like a little square window light. You would have like a burrow, and you screwed it was the V1, were it, or something like that, or the VM, or
That was the last stock coiler they done. Because they haven't done one since then, from what I remember.
Well, like I said, there is quite a number. Vaporesso are banging the kits out, aren't they?
Oh.
The VI class or the V1 class,
VI, that's the one. The VI class, the one.
But there hasn't been. I can't remember in the last 6 months really any sub-ohm stock coil tanks being released. Is there? There's not been that many.
The last major one was this thing from Vaporesso. That was the last major one released because Smock hasn't made any. Smock are just doing nothing but fucking pod kits now.
What's the tank on that though?
It's the big iTaste tank.
The iTaste 2.
Yeah, the iTaste 2 from Vaporesso. That was the last major one. I know that the Ascent from Vape, but I think the Ascent was released before this. I mean, this thing came out it's a good 2.5 months ago now. This thing came out from Vaporesso.
The Hochte, spilling that thing. I didn't see that.
That's right. Yeah, the hockey tank. That was the one. That was the one that came out from fucking. Because there was a mod. I can't fucking remember now. It was one of the big class mods from SX Mini. It wasn't the G2. It wasn't the G. Was it the T class? I think it might have been the T class that came with a tank. Again, the mod was good if you like fidget spinners, but the tank wasn't that well received because for some reason, when it comes to like pods, right, they're okay with coils for pods, but when it comes to a stock coil tank, SX Minis seem to be hit and miss with them. They seem to be hit and miss with them. That's why they're kind of shying away from the whole... it was the T-Class, there we go. That's why they're kind of shying away from having a tank included with the MQ. I think they should. I think they should team up with another company on the OEM side, like maybe Kangertech or something. Have Kangertech make the coils, SX Mini make the tank itself, team up and put that tank in with the MQ class. But they're not
obviously
doing it.
They're doing something right with the coils with the Pure Max, so they've got something there, haven't they?
Yeah, and I don't know who's actually making the actual coils for the Pure Max. I know it's not SX Mini. It's an OEM, man. It's bound to be an OEM.
It could be Kangertech. It could be any of them, couldn't it?
Could be Kangertech. It could be... Because the three that I know about that's doing
Horizon
OEM...
Tech, yeah.
Yeah, the three I know about is Kangertech. Horizon Tech's got an OEM manufacturing facility. And UWell... They've also got an OEM manufacturing facility. In fact, I think UWell actually makes about half the coils for the Vaporesso tanks right now. Because the Vaporesso tanks are selling like hotcakes.
I haven't seen much of UWell for a while. Have they just been sort of like pumping out calibers? I think a Coco come out as well, didn't it?
It's just Caliburn after Caliburn after Caliburn with UWell right now. Although there is a... Nevins, how you doing? There is a rumour. There is a rumour that they're going to be bringing out a single battery box mod next year, sometime end of January, beginning of February, but haven't heard any confirmation about it yet.
See, look, in May when we were at the expo, we were seeing like the resurgence of a number of companies that seemed to have been looking like they were dipping the toes of coming back in a big way. We're like Samoan, and there was also iJoy were there as well, weren't they?
Yeah.
That seems to have all gone quiet.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't, because I've got. I don't know why people are getting adverts, because I had the adverts switched off in the preferences.
I had adverts when I first clicked on to get the chat.
Fucking YouTube, because I usually switch the adverts off in the preferences so people don't get annoyed with it. But I forgot what I was going to fucking say now. I lost my train of thought. It just left the fucking station. Fuck knows. I'll just have a vape instead.
That's it, and leave the dead air and expect me now to think him fucking well done. I'm a mind reader. What was he about to say? Because I lost track as well when you said it. I don't understand this ad thing. I obviously I don't put it on my mind, but they're saying that they get 20% more people or something.
Who?
Nevins Premium.
So Ned isn't getting the adverts because he's YouTube Premium. Yeah, there we go.
That's what I was going to say to you as well. Sorry, I was clicking it through my brain. It's there somewhere. Also, what we saw in May were OBS. talk about a company that made really good
They
RDAs,
made really
RPAs.
fucking good stuff in the day. Really good stuff. The OBS engine was a phenomenally good tank.
I like the. Did you send me the Maximus? And I think I got the Cheetah as well.
Yep.
The with them coming back with the OBS Cube too, because you actually reviewed the sample, didn't you? They gave you that actually there.
Yep. Cube 2.
But have you heard any more about them?
Not a fucking thing. They released the Cube 2 and they didn't even advertise it was getting released. It was just like, here you go. I know that I think eSig 1 was selling it for a couple of months and then it just fizzled out and died off. They simply did not advertise. And this is the one thing that really annoys me about companies like OBS. They make really good products, but they don't fucking advertise. They don't let people know the product's actually been released. And I think they're relying mainly on word of mouth, but the problem is word of mouth doesn't actually work right now, considering that like 98% of the vaping populace in the UK are mainly vaping on disposables. That's the fucking
And they
problem.
wouldn't know who OBS was.
Yeah, exactly. Don't know who the fuck OBS are.
Maybe if you're looking back, I don't know, 2016 onwards, you would have been maybe able to get away with it. Everybody knew who OBS was, but nowadays
you can't. You've got to advertise. You've got.
I don't know how many times I've actually looked. I've nipped into vape stores when I've been out, and I'm looking at things. I think I don't even know who that company is. It's to be popping up all over.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of do you think they come up? Oh, you mean that there isn't going to be a new aromomizer tank, Andreas, but the Titan 2 has got released. It's the fucking huge tank, which Steamcrave are basically known for. I don't think there's going to be an actual aromomizer because there's been rumours about an aromomizer 4 series, like the continuation of the aromomizer, but that's not going to be until well into next year. Because right now they're concentrating on the Titan 2 mod and the Titan 2 tank. And the thing about Steamcrave is they've got a very, very slow release cycle. You look at what Steamcrave do, they're not smock, mod.
Yeah.
It's usually a gap of about 8 to 9 months between releases. And the Titan 2 got released this month. So you're going to be looking at fucking August, September of next year before there's even a hint of anything else coming out from Steamcrave. But the rumour is the next thing they're doing is going to be a new take on the Aromomizer series. That's the rumour I've been hearing.
Steamcrave have been pretty quiet for a number of years, haven't they, really? They sort of went down the mouth lung with the... Was it the Marston or Mason?
The
Mason?
Meese, that was something like that. They did do mouth to lung.
They went down that, and then they released the Mason pod.
Yeah.
Which you would never have thought that you'd have got a pod system from Steamcrave.
From Steamcrave, who are known for like those big fucking huge tanks at the back there. Look at the fucking size of them. Oh, there's Penfold. Hi.
You wobbling cat. You're actually getting pretty good. It's still looking like a bring and buy sale, but it's a lot better than it has been.
Yeah, it's a bit more organised. Although the front's not all that organised, but the back's organised. I'm gonna have to get another shelf though because I've ran out of fucking space up there.
The only reason the back's organised is because you can't reach it. You can't move out around.
Thanks, Aidan. Thanks.
You know I love you. You've got to have a little bit of it back. It's been, I think it was May since last time. What was the award ceremony like? Were it good?
It was. Now you've been to a number of those award ceremonies, right? Pugs will tell you because Pugs and Ned's were sitting at the table next to the door where we usually sit. I was sitting at the far end, like the wall across from them, basically.
So you didn't put people off the dinner?
No, it got to, because normally you know how it works, right? It's like the awards, and then all of a sudden, when it gets to the public awards, half of them fucking leave. This time around, we didn't even get to halfway through the fucking award ceremony. People were standing up and walking out. By the time it got to the public award section, fucking, it was something like maybe 60-70% of the people had upped and left. They walked out. And it was like, what the fuck's going on here? Why are they? Because when me and you were going there, at least 60-70% of them were still there for the public part at the back end. But by the time the public awards were announced, fucking most of them had fucked off. And it wasn't just that. It didn't feel like a Vapor Round award, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It didn't have that same feeling, whether it was the presenter not being like enough, like entertaining enough, or whether it just I don't know, but it didn't feel like an award ceremony.
What they've done the year before, because you didn't go to the one the year before because you were poorly. I went with Sean, and obviously the wonderful Jane Dawn. The way they did it, they brought the food out. It were an Indian, so they brought the food out.
Oh yeah, they done that.
They didn't bring the sweet out until the last part of the awards were coming on. They sort of held it all out.
Oh.
I think we were getting a sweet at 11 o'clock at night. So yeah.
I mean, it was an all right. I mean, I didn't have to pay for it, so you know I'm fucking fine. It was a free meal, free slap up meal, couple of drinks as well. Pugs, however, had to pay for his. And yeah, he didn't enjoy it, and he's not the only. Put it this way, he's not the only one who didn't enjoy it. There was a number of people that I talked to who had seats at the very front, who paid big fucking money for those seats at the front. They were not fucking happy. They were not happy. They really weren't.
What was the entertainment this time?
Shite.
Was it? I can't remember. I can't remember what year it was, but one of the years that we went, there were a comedian, and everybody knows him. He's been on for years and years and years, and he were on there, and he tried to do a set, and it just didn't work. Can you remember? And in the end, he just went, "You're not listening to me. Good night. Enjoy your evening," and just walked off.
Yeah, I remember that. Well, this time it was like some girl in a costume doing hula hoops.
Oh, we had that one year where she had she were all in lit her up at UV.
Yeah, it must have been the same fucking woman then, because it was like hula hoops.
Probably a bit cheaper this year.
And then there was a DJ up. I've got to admit, the DJ was actually quite good. He was doing EDM, classic house, classic trance style mixing. He was actually quite good. I enjoyed the mixing, but that was it. The entertainment was kind of meh. The DJ was good, but the rest of it was meh. Just meh.
Did you enjoy your food?
The food was fucking phenomenal. Oh my God, it was so good.
I enjoyed it when I was there. I'll still never get over that Sean couldn't realise he was eating cheese curry. After about 6, because that kid can eat. I have never known someone, and I'm a big lad, and I don't eat much, but he could. And he would go into other people. We were sat with the Lost Vape people, and he were like, "Are you eating that?" And he would take him there. Fucking straight down him. And then he went, "What's in this?" So Jane had to be the chief taster. And he went, "Oh, what's that?" She went, "It's cheese." He went, "Is it?" Another mouthful. He's just had 8 of them. "Is it? Cheese? Cheese? Yeah, it's cheese. I'm fucking covered in it." Yeah, he made me laugh.
Anyway, this show's only going to be on for an hour, folks. We're just dipping our toe back in the water. However, next week, which is going to be Thursday the 19th, is going to be, that can't see, it's going to be the big Christmas box away. So I've got lots of, well, I'll just give you an idea. What the fuck's that? That's my headphones. I'll give you an idea of some of the stuff that's going to be thrown into box away boxes, because you can't see give away because YouTube are run by a bunch of communist cunts. What I'm going to be doing is showing you some of the stuff that's going to be in the box away, so up for grabs.
OBSQ.
Next, no, that's mine. Get this.
Ooh.
Mike Vape's Blade. No tank. This is the one that doesn't come with the tank. I don't know why they sent me one that doesn't come with a tank. I've also got this. I'm just randomly picking stuff from the box. Morph kit from Smart. It was the last kit they actually made before they actually started doing nothing but fucking pod kits. What's this? Oh look, it's Pug's favourite mod, except it's the single battery version, the Armour S from Vapor S. So there's like loads of stuff like this. currently under the desk, and what I'm going to be doing at the beginning of next week is sorting out. We'll make it 5 boxes. That's what we'll do. I'm going to be sorting out 5 boxes with at least 2 mods and 3 pods in
That's
each
5.
box. What?
When you put all of your little ones up, that's 5. That's 3.
Yeah, 2 mods, and 3 pods.
All right then, well, you're doing it that way. You're adding up. I thought you were doing the thing is, so we'll do 2 mods and 3 pods. That's what I thought you were going to do. You didn't. You added them together, and I didn't think about that, did I?
Yeah, I did them together. So each box is going to have 2 mods and 3 pods, and the idea is they'll probably not reach you, even if you're in the UK. They probably won't reach you by Christmas Day, but someone's bound to know a smoker that says, that's it, New Year's, I'm going to give up smoking, and they always try and they always fail. So the idea is you keep the 2 mods, and with the pods, if you don't want to use the pods, give them away to friends during New Year that say they want to give up smoking, because I've got a load of new pods under the desk as well. So that's going to be happening next week on the 19th, same usual time of 8 o'clock in the evening. It will be a 2-hour show though, because we need to do the casters. We're going to be bringing casters questions back in, and we're going to be doing the box aways as well. So no RDs or RT. Nah, there's no RD, because there hasn't been a new RD or RT released in the past year, Trancer. So well, hold on. There might be a couple of borrow tanks, although I'm not sure yet. I'll need to have a rummage around the boxes over there and the other box under there, because the main box is there. That's the big box with all the big shit. There's another box there that's got the smaller shit, and there's another box there that's got more smaller shit. So I'm going to have a rummage around in all of them.
You've got a lot of shit in boxes.
I do a lot of shitting in boxes.
As you may have noticed, people, as well, we haven't got our normal third caster with you, the wonderful Adam. He's had a hell of a lot of stuff going off in his life, personally, and obviously his channel. What's that behind you? Make sure you go and check that out. He's going to be concentrating on that a little bit more. So like Vic said, we don't know whether we're going to look for a new host, or if it's going to be just us two.
See, there's 2 ways to do this. We can either go 2 hosts with a guest on every week, or 3 hosts. I don't know.
And a guest.
We'll
sort it.
We'll have a chat.
It's just nice to be back.
We'll have a chat. I just wanted to make sure that this thing could actually, because my computer's dying. It's been dying for the past year, and I'm too fucking skint to buy a new motherboard, so I just wanted to make sure that this thing would actually broadcast without that thing catching fire. And it can broadcast.
We've done all right so far. Burn, baby, burn. Right then, back next week.
Yeah.
And big love to Adam.
Yeah, big love, Adam. We do miss you. So, so don't forget, folks, box aways are going to be next week. That's it from us. See you. Goodbyes, Aidan.
Big love to you all. Look after yourself, and don't forget to join 3 Men and a Vape Show. Next Wednesday is our Christmas show. We're going to have people on. And don't forget to join us Thursday. Big love to you all, and good night.
Yes. And no after show, Bunny, because I've got a load of...
I'm going to bed.
Mother Dearest is putting the Christmas decorations up. She's been down there nipping my fucking head for the past hour. When are you going to come down and help me? So I've got all this I need to fucking do. So I'm putting the Christmas decorations up, Bunny. So no after show, because I need to put decorations up. And we will see you all next week. Same time, same place. Bye!
Bye! The ding going. The flopping. Do you remember what to press?